Welcome back once again to Research Fantasy presents our NBA DFS value plays for Thursday, April 6th, 2017. Let's get things started. Let's go back to the Indiana Pacers Milwaukee Bucks game, and let's hit on Thaddeus Young, 4,800 on DraftKings. Thad started the year well, then played, I'd probably say somewhere in the vein of the rest of the season, just completely horrible. But he's coming on lately. I'll take the good with the bad. If he's going to finish this year out well, I'll gladly start using him. Right now, you do have Giannis playing, point forward, power forward, whatever it might be. You can't really look at positional matchups with Giannis because you just don't know how they're going to use him. You would assume that Young should be pretty good to go. 4,800, needs about 25 points. He's been over the 30-point mark 2 times in a row. That's growth. Again, in tournaments, he's a guy I'll look at because I want someone who can get me that 6-7x value, and he is somebody who I'm looking towards tonight. Next up, let's go to the Philadelphia 76ers and a guy who I just cannot get right, and that's Shawn Long. Shawn Long, 4,200. Guy has upside in the 30s, not far into the 30s, but very early into the 30s. However, his floor is single digits, so that's always a fun trip to take. You never know what's going to work out for the Philly rotation. Long is a guy who can get himself into foul trouble, but if he's not, he can get you steals, he can get you blocks, he'll shoot some threes, he'll get some putbacks, grab some rebounds. Pretty much everything you're looking for in a value play. 4,200. You want to say that he should be able to have a safe floor considering Philly's banged up. It's basically him and Holmes that are the main forwards, centers on this team. He's completely untrustworthy for cash games, but I definitely don't mind this play at all in tournaments. I'll look for the upside, and I'll go with Shawn Long tonight. Last up, his price continues to fall. His coach apparently hates him. But you know what? Against Miles Turner and his inept defense, I have to go with Greg Monroe at just 4,800 tonight. Now, you tell yourself he only needs 25 fantasy points to hit value. And then you look at his game log and you're like, oh, that is apparently a difficult task for him to accomplish. But that's a perfect time to buy in because he's priced just the same as Thaddeus Young. I do think a lot of people will take the pivot to Thaddeus to kind of say, well, he's been playing better. I'm fine with running with Monroe tonight. Not something I say too often, but when you get a guy who has almost 10x upside, if he sees 30 minutes on the court tonight, there's no question in my mind he's someone I need to have in my lineup. So once again, our 3 value plays for this evening: Thaddeus Young, Shawn Long, Greg Monroe. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com. Sign up for our NBA mailing list. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win. And we'll see you again tomorrow.